Ho, 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 ho. Hey, you. What is up, everybody? Once again, it is Case 30 Case. I am here for FL.He. We are here today to break down a show tonight. AEW Fight for the Fallen, their third show under the All Elite Wrestling brand. It will be taking place tonight from Jacksonville, Florida. And the show will benefit the victims of gun violence, as I believe all the proceeds are going to that, which is great to see this company right from the get-go putting their money where their mouth is and showing you that they are behind their community. So that's awesome. We're going to get into the matches and predictions and some previews, but first, go down here, follow us on Facebook, FL.He Podcast, follow us on Instagram, at FL.He, follow us on Twitter, at Russell_Cave. If you are watching us on YouTube, which you clearly are, go down, hit subscribe. When you're done this, hit like, leave a comment, let us know how we've been doing. You can check out Ace. Did a great interview with JB Toys, who is a world record holder, Guinness Book of World Record holder, collector. He has so many toys and belts and everything, and he talks to Ace about all of it, and it's so cool. He also has some stories about some wrestlers from Kenny Omega, from the Villain Enterprises, which he made the 6-man tag team championships for. So really good interview. Definitely go check that out from Ace. That can be found on our YouTube or any of our podcast platforms, which is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, YouTube, right here. Anything. You can find that anywhere. So definitely go check that out. But let's get right down to the show. Tonight, Fight for the Fallen, you can watch on Bleacher Report if you're in the USA. As I said, if you're not in the USA, I believe you have to pay a little bit of money on Fight TV. I know it kind of sucks, but I'm sure they can't do anything about it. They obviously would give it to the people in the United Kingdom and abroad if they could for free, because they're giving it to us for free. I don't think they're purposely doing it. I think they have to if they want to put it on there. But anyway, regardless, the show will kick off. The pre-show will be at 7:30. That, I believe, can be found on YouTube and all their social media platforms, as well as Bleacher Report Live. And then at 8:30, we will get the kickoff, the actual show, which can be found, as I said, Bleacher Report Live and Fight TV. So, the pre-show, we do have a couple good matchups on the pre-show. We have Dr. Britt Baker, who has been on a roll since being in All Elite Wrestling. She will be taking on, making her debut for All Elite Wrestling, Bea Priestley. So she will be making her debut. I know the name, haven't seen a whole lot of matches. I've seen like maybe one or two, just some highlights here or there. But the way that they're riding Britt Baker, making her kind of the face of their women's division. She's been in all the red carpet stuff. She's in all the promotion stuff. So I'm going to say Dr. Britt Baker is going to take this one. I really like what I saw at her in her first matchup. I think you're going to get more of the same in this one. One-on-one match this time as opposed to a four-way, which we keep seeing her in. So I think it's going to be a good match, but I think in the end, Britt Baker, DDS, is going to take that one. So this matchup is going to be on the pre-show. And again, this next matchup also is going to be on the pre-show. You're going to get the librarian, one of the librarians, Peter Avalon, probably with Leva Bates. Leva Bates will probably come out with him, the other librarian, and Peter will be taking on Sonny Kiss. So this will be Sonny's first one-on-one matchup, as well as Peter's. So it'll be interesting to see how these two go at it. From knowing a little bit about both of them, I think you're going to get a little bit of comedy out of this. You might get some seriousness in the beginning or towards the middle, where I think Peter will kind of be beating down Sonny. But I think in the end, Sonny Kiss is going to get the win in this one for his debut, and he is going to beat one of the librarians in this one. Interesting to see where they're going to take this librarian thing, because if you remember, a lot of people didn't really respond to it on the last show. So they kind of teased, or they made fun of it on Being the Elite, where they said, we got a 5-year plan. Librarians to main event, like all this stuff, question mark. So, interesting to see where they're going to go with that. If they didn't already have a plan for it, I think they do now. where they're going to get a payoff from it because they're incorporating it a little bit more and being the elite. But we'll see what happens with that one. But I got Sonny Kiss taking that one. Next up, we have another one of those three-way tags that we saw on the last show, where the winner will get an opportunity to get a first-round bye in the All Elite Wrestling Tag Team Championship tournament that they said they're going to be running once TV starts. So if you recall, on the last show, the Best Friends won that matchup to get a chance to get the first-round bye. So what I'm thinking is, winner Best Friends will be taking on the winner of this match at All Out. That's just my guess to see who gets a first-round bye, because that's pretty good. But in this one, you have the Dark Order. It is Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. They'll be taking on Angelico and Jack Evans. And a team I'm very excited to see, Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. I'm very excited to see them two together. They would be a great, fun tag team to have, as I've talked about in previous videos. But I'm going to go with the Dark Order in this one. I think they've really been pushing the Dark Order. They've been attacking people in the first show. If you remember, they attacked the Best Friends. And then in the last show, they had a vignette where they were talking about how they're going to take over. So I think in this matchup, you're going to get a hell of a matchup because the tag teams involved in this are really, really good. But I am going to ultimately go with the Dark Order taking this one and moving on to possibly get a chance at one of those first-round buys. Next matchup, we have a match that apparently has never taken place. SCU, this incarnation of SCU is going to be Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky. Chris Daniels will be at ringside, he said, and they will be taking on the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon and Phoenix. So this, as you know, if you know anything about any of the four of these guys, this is going to be one hell of a matchup. Definitely going to have a lot of fun stuff, a little poking fun at each other. Sarah Miedo, worst talent ever. Scorpio and Kaz can go regardless of Kaz's age. He's been doing this forever, but he still can go at a high level. And Scorpio, I mean, if you've seen Scorpio wrestle, do I need to say anything else? The guy can fly. The guy can run around the ring. I think JR called him the most athletic man in that 6-man tag we had on the first show, where it was SCU versus Strong Hearts. So both sides of this are going to be killer to watch, and I can't wait for it. In the end, though, I'm going with the Lucha Brothers. I think they need a win. They've lost 2 straight matches. And if wins and losses are going to matter in AEW, the Lucha Brothers need a win here. They lost to the Young Bucks one-on-one, or in a tag team match, and then they lost to Kenny and the Young Bucks in a 6-man tag. So really need them to pick up a win, or else they're kind of in trouble moving forward if wins and losses are going to matter, especially rolling into that tag team tournament. But I got the Lucha Brothers in this one. I think they need it. This next matchup is something, again, it's very strange pairings, but I'm really excited to see. You have Joey, the hardcore guys. You can't call me. They're the hardcore guys. You have Joey Janela. You have Darby Allin. You have Jimmy Havoc. And they will be taking on another team of just kind of put together MJF and Shawn Spears and Sammy Guevara. You got 3 guys with huge egos in this. We already know MJF and Shawn Spears aren't going to get along after Spears took out Cody with that chair. That's MJF's best friend. So MJF came out to Cody's aid after that, and he was pissed about Spears taking him out. But so I don't know how those two are going to work together. And then their other partner, Sammy Guevara, who thinks he's the greatest thing in the world. He's a really good wrestler, but you know how his ego is. I think that team is just waiting to implode. Where on the other hand, you just have 3 guys that are going to try to do anything to kill you and to win. And Janela, Havoc, and Darby. It'll be interesting to see how those 3 fared well together. Fare at all? Are they going to fare well? Is it going to be a clash of just a lot of just crazy individuals? I mean, let's be real about it. Those guys could get along and just all be in it to beat the crap out of the other guys, or they could just start beating the crap out of each other. We don't know. These guys are crazy. But in the end, I am going to actually take those guys. I'm going to take the hardcore guys, and I'm going to take Joey Janela, Jimmy Havoc, and Darby Allin, because I think the other team, Shawn Spears and MJF, somehow is going to implode. I just see that happening, like totally happening. Next, we have a nice matchup. It's going to be Kip Sabian with a big chance here against Adam Hangman Page. We've seen Kip take on Sammy Guevara in a pre-show match at one of the shows. So he's got a big spot here against Adam Page. But, I mean, I got to say, Hangman's got to win this. There's no sense in him losing a one-on-one matchup going into the championship match against Jericho. That just makes him look a little weak. He needs that momentum going in against a lesser opponent. No offense to Kip Sabian. A lesser opponent as far as stature to Chris Jericho is what I'm saying. Like right now, credibility-wise. Because in AEW world, we know very little about Kip Sabian. We know a lot about Chris Jericho already in the AEW world. So that is why I'm saying Adam Page is going to pick up the victory here, because he needs to be strong. He needs to be credible for those that don't know who he is going into his matchup with Chris Jericho. So Adam Page is going to get the win for me there. Next up, we have Kenny Omega. Yes, the Kenny Omega Cleaning Company is going to clean out Shima. Yes, he is taking on Shima in this matchup. It's a one-on-one match, so I'm interested to see what's going to happen with this one. We've seen a little bit of Shima in the six-man and in his match against Daniels, so we know what he can bring to the table a little bit. I know he hasn't really been in America too much, so not a lot of people are familiar with him. But I'm interested to see how Kenny and Shima take this match, because I know Kenny wants to put on really good matches. I know Kenny wants to change the world. So him against Shima, I think it's going to be pretty good. I think it should be a step up from him and Daniels, which isn't to say that one was bad, because it was a phenomenal match in its own right. But I think you put Kenny in there, and all of a sudden, no matter what, it kind of can get elevated because of Kenny's ability to tell stories and ability to draw out matches in a way that makes you wanting more. I think he could do that with anybody, and the way he talks about Shima, the way he loves Shima and like has so much respect for Shima, that I think there's no doubt in my mind that they can put on something that really gets the crowd invested and really gets people out of their seats. But in the end, I'm going to go with Kenny Omega. I think he's going to clean out Shima on this one. He's going to get the victory because he needs a one-on-one victory after his loss to Chris Jericho. He needs to get that back up going into his match against Jon Moxley at All Out. We have, two other matchups? Yeah, so we'll go with this one. Allie and Brandy will be taking on each other in a one-on-one matchup. If you have watched on their YouTube The Road to Fight for the Fallen, they've really been focusing on these two a lot. Allie's been getting very emotional. Brandy's been getting really emotional. It's going to be probably one of those matches where, I mean, it could be one of those things like a Cody and a Dustin where it gets really emotional and really intense, because they do have a friendship from Impact from before. They do have a friendship in real life, but they both want to win. I mean, this is Brandy's first one-on-one matchup. This is Allie's second. In the end, I'm going to pick Brandy here because I think one way or the other, she's going to make sure that she wins. Yes, I said she's going to make sure that she wins. She might get a little help in this one, I'm thinking. In the end, I'm going to go with Brandy. I think they're going to go the heel route with her, so I think she's going to get a little help in this one because I think Allie's going to push her to the limit. I'm going to probably say it might be the main event because it's the one they've been pushing the most, is going to be the Rhodes brothers, Cody and Dustin, taking on the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson. Can't wait for this one. I'm really surprised Cody's going to wrestle after 2 weeks ago getting staples to the back of his head, but I guess he's going to go. Interested to see the clash between these two, the styles, because you have the Young Bucks who are younger, quicker, faster. Their style is do a lot in a short amount of time, where on the other hand, Cody and Dustin is more of drag it out while telling a story, little things here and there. They don't try to show too much, but they get you invested storyline-wise. So you have a real big clash of styles here. The Young Bucks really fly through the air a lot more, clearly a lot more than Dustin does these days. But he used to, back in the day, get up and out of the arena, and he'd be busting out some good moves here and there. But he is getting older. I don't think he's going to be doing a whole lot of that. But I think these two teams plan on stealing the show. I know how Cody and Dustin are very competitive, and with each other, they probably want to not only be competitive with each other and put on a great match, but they want to put on a great match with another set of brothers who are also equally competitive and equally talented and amazing in their own right. So it's going to be those two different styles. The storytelling style, like mat-based kind of character, versus all-out, balls to the wall, just flying around the ring, constant action of the Young Bucks. So in the end, though, this is a tough one to pick. I'm going to go with Cody. You know what? No, I'm actually going to change it last minute. Nope, I'm not. Cody and Dustin are going to win this one. A lot of people are thinking this is going to be Dustin's last match. I don't think so. A lot of people are thinking that because he said this is his last ride. I don't think he's having 2 matches and he's out. He might have, even if he said that, I still don't believe it, because he's going to be at All Out in one form or another. I believe he's got to be. I don't think this is the end of Cody and Dustin's story either, but I don't think this is the end of Dustin in AEW. But I'm going to go with Cody and Dustin for this one. And I just think overall we're going to have a really good show. We've had 2 really good shows so far. I think this one's going to be a step up from Fyter Fest. Fyter Fest was a lot of comedy. It was based around a video game show. So they took that kind of theme. They were making fun of the Fyter Fest, or the Fyre Fest, which had a lot of comedy elements. So this show in particular is a lot more serious, as it is a show that is going to benefit the victims of gun violence in Jacksonville. So I think we're going to get some really solid matches. And if you look on the card that we just talked about, sure, there here and there's some comedy matches, but we're going to get a lot of seriousness. Like Allie and Brandy, Cody, Dustin, Young Bucks is going to be serious. The hardcore guys that we talked about versus MJF, Sammy Guevara, and Sean Spears, that's going to be a good one. Pretty much all these are going to be really good, but Sonny Kiss and Peter Avalon, that's the one I'm expecting the most comedy out of, so we'll see how that goes. But I think it's going to be a good show. And last piece of news I have to get into here, real quick. I don't know if you guys saw it, but the video of Joey Janela and Enzo Amore in New Jersey at a Blink-182 concert. That is the most, or trying to fight each other at a Blink-182 concert, and whoever backed away. I heard, I don't know. It's just dumb. All of it's dumb, and in my opinion, it is the most Jersey thing that could ever happen in Jersey. Joey looked out like drunk out of his mind. Enzo's still talking about it, trying to get cred. Either way, I think it's dumb. And yes, I'm originally from New Jersey, but guess what? I got the hell out of there, and I moved to Philly because it's way better. Jersey, man, it's Jersey. Come on. Jersey, get the hell out of there, like I did a long time ago. Got out of there. But anyway, enough of that. But if you want to go see that, it is online somewhere. And if you go on Enzo, they go back and forth on Twitter too, still talking about it. And one more thing, I am going to be doing Extreme Rules preview also, which you can go check out that video if you would so kindly. And the last thing I want to say, if you could please go down below, check out all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all of it, and go check out Ace's interview with KB Toys. He has a new episode of Trap up. And thanks for watching. Hit like below, comment if you liked, and enjoy the shows this weekend. We have Evolve, we have WWE Extreme Rules, and again we have Fight for the Fallen. So I hope you guys have a great time, and try to watch all of it if you can. I know